How did you get here today? Maybe you drove, cycled, or walked, but for millions of people in South Africa, that response is very different. They rely on the South African taxi industry. The South African taxi industry transports over 15 million people every single day, to work, to school, everywhere. If this system failed, millions of people's lives would be put on hold. It is one of the most popular industries in South Africa, but also the most misunderstood. The taxi industry is being pointed at and judged every single day, but this comes from an extreme place of privilege for all of us. I mean, most people can just get into their cars, drive to work or wherever they need to be, not worrying about whether their form of transport will still be around tomorrow. But this isn't just about moving people. There's a deeper history. The South African taxi industry has deep roots in apartheid struggles. The system wasn't made for comfort, it was made for survival. In the past, the transport industry was predominantly ran for and by white South Africans. Many marginalized groups, due to the Group Areas Act of the 1950s, moved to outlier areas of our cities, such as Soweto in Johannesburg and the Cape Flats in Cape Town. With little reliable transport available in these areas, a new system was created by the people. It was a minibus business, but the government caught on and placed many restrictions and need for permits on their businesses. Many had to continue secretly until the Transport Deregulation Act of 1988, which led to the rapid expansion of the industry and the current structures today, which stem from decades of systemic neglect by our government. But to understand the circumstances and the impacts of how this business was created, we need to look at present day, where taxis have a reputation for recklessness, including cutting people off, driving on the wrong side of the road, burning buses, overloading vehicles, and most famously, strikes, which many people in this room probably remember the Santaco taxi strike of 2023, which held our nation to a standstill. Businesses were closed, people had to walk dozens of kilometers just to get to work. So, this is merely a reflection of something far deeper in the industry. Voxcroft, a South African-based firm, ran a survey of people's opinions of the taxi industry in the latter half of 2023. And the survey showed that most people have three main grievances with the industry. 1, discrimination. 2, crime. And 3, law enforcement, with most viewing the taxi industry as violent and corrupt. But is that not the nature of a system formed in the cracks of a neglectful government? Why is it the most used, the most preferred transport system, but also the least subsidized? And if we look beyond these misconceptions, what will we see? A messy business or an interconnected system that benefits far more people than we will ever know? Did you know that the South African taxi industry has been the biggest creator of Black entrepreneurs for decades? Contrary to popular belief, the taxi industry creates tons of jobs and is the most reliable form of transport for almost 16 million people in our workforce. If the system is rumored to be so informal, so lawless, so dangerous, why is it so preferred? Why is it the backbone of our transport industry? This shows how connected our economy is to the transport industry. When it stops running, the whole of South Africa can feel the impact. Taxis make approximately 246 million rand per day from the estimated 100 billion rand annual revenue. Just one strike can be incredibly detrimental to our entire economy. During the Santaco taxi strike of 2023, 38% of businesses were unable to continue with daily activities. 72% of businesses had revenue losses, and 456,000 learners were unable to attend school. To put that number into perspective for everyone in the audience, here at AICT, we have approximately 500 students. So, if all schools in the Western Cape were the same size as AICT, 900 schools would be empty. This isn't just a number. This is real people whose lives have been impacted by the system we've chosen to distrust and ridicule. Many people believe that the taxi industry was abolished our transport system would still function, even thrive. But this couldn't be further from the truth. The common belief is that a taxi is income for one. But this is not true. Taxis create more jobs in the informal areas of South Africa, and a taxi rank is extremely diverse. According to the South African news agency, one taxi rank can create 1,200 indirect and direct jobs. This isn't just transport, it's someone's livelihood, and it is not income for one, it's income for all. An example of this is Tandi. She sets up her stall at 5 a.m. in Soweto, selling fat cook and coffee. By sunrise, drivers are queuing at her stall, giving her their 20 Rand notes. And by noon, she has already made 1,200 Rand. Or Nomsa, a Johannesburg mother who washes cars. Her rate is 80 Rand per vehicle, and she averages 15 vehicles per day. She nets 36,000 Rand monthly. The taxi industry is not just a one-trick pony. It is an ecosystem with many moving parts supporting not just one person, but the vast majority. So why is it the first industry we all jump to criticize? We've been influenced to believe that our system is uncontrollable, unreliable, but in reality, that's a narrative being pushed by those who are too used to a single story, too used to belittling the system that has founded in oppression, too used to judging the system that carries our nation, and too used to disbelieving the system that pushes on. So next time, think about the worker using a taxi to get their job. Think about the driver trying to make a living off the taxi you are wanting to impound. Think about the mother in the taxi rank working to put food on the table for her kids. And think about the economy, run by millions of people we have never met but are silently judging. So next time you see a taxi, don't focus on the chaos. Focus on the people behind it. Thank you.